Well, most people don't buy the wrong house because they're careless. They buy because they imagine a future, extra rooms they're going to need to grow into, features that they're going to fall in love with, space they don't actually need. So today we're going to talk about some of the reasons why people buy the wrong house to help you hopefully avoid making that same decision that you'll regret later on. Welcome into the Smart Mortgage Show. I'm Ben George with Bill Litton at Cross Country Mortgage. And Bill, got a good show to talk about and kind of a conversation I think that's important because, I think everybody dreams of being a homeowner and you have a lot of ambition and you have a lot of goals and you have these big ideas, but not every time it works out the way you plan, does it?
It doesn't. And, I think that what people do is when they get into houses, it's a very emotional process and they get really excited and they envision this future in this great home. And I think those are all really great things. But I do think that when you're buying a new house, work with a team. I really believe this, that is really familiar with your needs and your wants, and tell them, be transparent with them. What do I need? And what do I really, really, really want? And what are the things that I didn't really think I wanted until I saw it and I don't really need it? And I'm going to give you the example is like, it's the jacuzzi tub in the master bedroom. That tub seems amazing when you're getting ready to buy a house. I've never talked to anybody who's ever used it. It just, so if that type of amenity is something that catches your eye, and then you're thinking about when you're weighing your pros and cons list, if you're like, oh, but that one had the jacuzzi tub, you got to think about realistically, if you're ever going to use it, that's the kind of stuff that you need help when you're sifting through your needs and wants lists, kicking things like that out. So if that's emphasis on one of the specific homes, maybe that home's not that important once we remove that consideration.
Yeah, I think that's a good kind of place to start, right? Is you kind of fall in love with a lot of those features that you see rather than the actual function of the home. And that's important because you might, like you said, that jacuzzi, it might be something you picture yourself using every now and then, but functionally, what are you going to be doing every single day, day in, day out? Does that fit your needs more? I mean, that's kind of a great starting point and to your point, you want to have somebody that can kind of help make that clear to you. Yeah, this is a great feature, but how functional is it?
How functional is it? How realistic is it that you're going to use it? Is it even what you imagined it to be? Usually those tubs, the water's not hot enough. The jets aren't good enough. It's not even a great jacuzzi experience. And, the other thing that we see too, Ben, a lot is people thinking they really need more space than they need, right? So a lot of times I think people walk into a house and they imagine utilizing all this space that they're not going to use. So it's thinking I need 3,500 square feet when really you need 2,500 square feet. I think that being realistic and trying to think about how am I going to use this house? I'll give you a really good example, and I want to credit this to Jen. My wife, she is really practical when it comes to these things. But, when we bought the house that we're in now, on the main floor of the house, the powder room on the main floor, the laundry room, some of those areas were a lot smaller, but the big community spaces where we would entertain and have people in, and we've got a lot of friends and family in the area, those spaces were open and big. And, she was very clear, like, this area is area that we're going to use. So it's great that this is open and big, but like the little powder room, I mean, what are you doing in there? Why does that have to be so big? It's a great point. So in our house, even the second floor main hallway, it's not that big. But it's just a hallway to get to the bedrooms. Now, some people, that might be a must-have to have this grandiose feel in all of those areas. In our house, it was pretty practical. I love the amount of square footage we have. I love the amount of rooms that we have. It all makes sense. It serves our needs, and we didn't overpay and get into a different price point that we really don't need.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is just, you're stretching sometimes just because you can, right? I mean, you talk about that all the time. You trying to max out that budget just because you've been pre-approved to do that, but it doesn't fit that. And I wonder too, Bill, like, people will imagine a future, right? And they'll kind of see their home and they'll buy a home because they think of what could be and what might be. But how realistic is it to take an approach of, you know, when you're working with somebody and you're just maybe giving them some guidance, and because you've seen these mistakes been made before, do you just talk about, hey, you always have that opportunity to get to another home and get to a bigger home, get more space if you need it. Right now, what's more logical and functional for you at this point, versus, what you hope might happen in 5, 10, 15 years.
Great point, Ben, because the house that you buy now might not be the house that serves your needs when you have 2 kids and 2 dogs that you don't have today. So
Mm-hmm.
buy the house that fits your needs today and realize that you might move up. And, what is it that you don't know until you've had the kids and now you have the dogs and you're trying to plan on an imagined future, but you really don't know what it is that you're going to need when your future, in the future when things are that much different. So buy the house you need now. And then if and when those things become a reality, at that point, move up. Because, we do find people that say, this is it's a young couple with no kids, no pets. And they're like, we're going to do it all in this house. I can't tell you how many times they purchased that house. Life happened. They got in the house. They felt the house. They realized, actually, this house isn't going to meet our needs in X amount of years. Buy the house that meets your needs now. You can plan a little bit out, but chances are, if it's going to be that much different in 5 or 10 years, you're going to need a new house. So don't overextend now for something that may not look like what you think it's going to look like in 5 years.
So, Bill, as you're going through this process, obviously we want to help people avoid making that same mistake and get into a home where they say, oh man, maybe I wish I would have gone a different direction. What do you need to be doing during the process? Is it just kind of outlining what you truly do need, what's most important for you versus kind of what you really want? Is it truly about those needs first and really kind of narrowing in on those?
Yeah, I think making a pros and cons list of the houses you're looking at, making a needs and wants list, and then weighting the needs and wants and showing those to your realtor, and getting a realtor who listens to you, takes the time to understand what your needs are and help guide you. Because a skilled realtor who's done this many, many times, the value there is, I think it's invaluable how much they can add to the process based on things that you're not even aware of, and that they're drawing from years of experience, and they can help you to, visualize what you need and you don't need, help you understand some of the things where, again, that jacuzzi tub where nobody really ever uses it, and it should really not be a consideration. So I think partnering with the right professional that can help you to make the best decisions. I firmly believe that in a lot of these big life decisions, seek good counsel. A great realtor is going to help you make the best decisions.
Yeah, you talk about it all the time about having the right team and a good team, a good local team, right? That understands the market, understands kind of the challenges that people face wherever you're located. And the team at Cross Country Mortgage will help you walk you through this process. Can also help you with working with real estate agents. I know, Bill, you have a close relationship with a lot of agents that you work with, and I think that's something that's important, is that that your lender is working with your agent as you're going through this process.
Yeah, I think the relationship between the lender and the realtor is super important, because if they're working together to solve your housing needs, the chance that all sides of this are going to be optimized are a lot higher. So even if I work with an agent that I don't particularly work with normally, we will reach out and strategize together on the client's behalf to make sure that whatever we're doing it coordinated, and it's going to best serve the home buyer.
Awesome. Very good. Well, hopefully this will help you out and make sure that you're on the right track for the right home. Obviously, the goal is to help you find that dream home, that perfect home for you. And I know there's more people getting in the market as rates lower. We want you to be on top of it. So if you have questions for Bill, please get in touch. Text the word Lynn to 21,000. Also, all the contact info is in the show description below, so check that out. But also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. We appreciate that support. That's all we ask for doing the show, and we appreciate those that have done that so far. But we'll get out of here on that note. Thanks for watching the Smart Mortgage Show. We'll talk to you again soon.
This program is for informational purposes only. Please consult a qualified professional before taking any action. Bill Litton is a loan advisor and regional president with Cross Country Mortgage, NMLS number 147060.